Deep in the mountains, shrouded in mist and mystery, lies a forest locals call the Forest of Lost Souls. It's a place where hikers enter, lured by the promise of adventure, but often they never return. Over the past decade, a chilling number of disappearances have baffled authorities, turning this beautiful wilderness into a site of enduring fear. When you combine official FBI data with local folklore and unsettling eyewitness accounts, you get a truly terrifying picture of a forest that seems to consume anyone who dares to venture too far off the beaten path. What happens to those who get lost in its depths? The answers, or lack thereof, are what make this story so haunting. In the autumn of 2017, a group of 3 experienced hikers' friends who had conquered trails all over the country set out for what should have been a routine weekend trek. They were well-equipped, knowledgeable, and had notified friends and family of their planned route. Yet, they were never seen again. Their last known communication was a cheerful social media post, captioned, "Into the wild we go." Shortly after, their GPS pings stopped abruptly, freezing their last known location in a particularly dense and inaccessible section of the forest. A massive search and rescue operation was launched immediately. Helicopters buzzed overhead, their searchlights cutting through the thick canopy, while dozens of volunteers on the ground combed through the unforgiving terrain. They searched for days, then weeks, but found absolutely nothing. No discarded gear, no footprints, no remnants of a campfire, and most disturbingly, no signs of a struggle. It was as if the 3 hikers had simply been erased from existence. All that remained were the whispering trees and an unsettling, heavy silence that seemed to swallow every sound. The forest held its secrets tight, leaving investigators and loved ones with a void of unanswered questions and a growing sense of dread. As authorities delved deeper into the history of the area, a terrifying pattern began to emerge, connecting the 2017 case to a long string of other disappearances. First, they noticed that the disappearances were almost always clustered in the most remote, hard-to-reach parts of the forest, far from established trails and ranger stations. These weren't casual strollers who wandered off. These were people who knew the wilderness. And that was the second chilling discovery. Nearly all the victims were experienced outdoorspeople. They were skilled hikers, hunters, and survivalists who respected nature and understood its dangers. They were the least likely people to simply get lost. It was as if their expertise made them a target, drawing them deeper into a place they thought they could handle. Third, and perhaps most unnervingly, many of the disappearances occurred near specific, unassuming landmarks: an old, gnarled oak tree, a peculiar rock formation, a now abandoned stream. These same landmarks were frequently mentioned in local legends, whispered for generations as places to be avoided. The overlap between official case files and folklore was too significant to ignore. Eyewitness accounts from those who made it out only added to the mystery. Hikers who had near misses or felt an inexplicable urge to turn back reported strange phenomena, fleeting shadows darting at the edge of their vision, disembodied whispers carried on the wind that sounded almost like their own name, and an overwhelming, persistent sensation of being watched by an unseen presence. It wasn't just a feeling. It was a palpable weight that settled on their shoulders, urging them to flee. The forest itself seemed alive, a malevolent entity that actively misleads and ensnares those who wander its paths, guiding them ever deeper into its heart of darkness. These modern mysteries breathe a new, terrifying life into stories that locals have told for generations. The legends are passed down from parents to children as solemn warnings. Never enter the forest at dusk, for you risk never seeing the sunlight again. Folklore speaks of the restless spirits of the lost, forever wandering the trails, their ghostly forms appearing as strange, ethereal lights flickering between the trees. They tell tales of paths that seem to magically shift and loop back on themselves, trapping travelers in an endless, disorienting maze until they collapse from exhaustion. For a long time, these were just stories, campfire tales meant to spook children. But the grim reality is that FBI data confirms dozens of disappearances in this region remain unsolved, classified as cold cases with no leads and no closure. This official validation adds a chilling layer of truth to these age-old tales, transforming them from mere folklore into a documented, ongoing horror. The forest doesn't just have a reputation, it has a body count. The stories aren't just stories. They are a history written in fear and loss, a warning that some places in this world are best left undisturbed. Today, the Forest of Lost Souls remains a paradox of breathtaking beauty and profound danger. Despite the warnings and the documented disappearances, hikers continue to be drawn to its challenging trails and pristine wilderness. But now they go with a heightened sense of awareness, their ears tuned to every snapped twig and rustle of leaves. Many who return share their own unsettling experiences, stories of strange melancholic sounds echoing through the valleys, sudden and inexplicable drops in temperature, and that same unnerving feeling that something is watching them from the impenetrable shadows just beyond the tree line. The forest stands as a solemn monument to those who were lost, its dense canopy like a shroud over its secrets. It's a place where human curiosity collides with the formidable power of the unknown, and a stark reminder that not everyone who enters will return to tell the tale. Some souls, it seems, are claimed by the forest forever. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as chilling as we did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries. Stay safe out there.